The Where We Live series highlights some of the historical properties that fill the Virginia Piedmont area. Huntland is a historic estate about 4 miles northwest of Middleburg in Loudoun County. Located at the corner of Pothouse Road and Foxcroft Road, the entrance gateposts have quotes about hunting, one in Latin from Virgil, one in English from the 18th century British poet William Somerville. Built in a vernacular federal style in 1834, the house's original central block is a 2-story, 5-bay brick structure. Flanking the central block are 1-story wings, built 80 years later in the complementary colonial revival style. Huntland's builder and original owner was William Benton, 1788 to 1881, who came from England at the age of 13. Multi-talented, a master brickmason, in the early 1820s he supervised the construction of President Monroe's house, Oak Hill, in Aldie. Benton prospered as a builder. He acquired land and constructed manors on the Huntland grounds, and another half a mile away. Benton named his house New Lisbon, honoring his birthplace in Lincolnshire, England. He built 4 local churches, United Methodist in Unison, the Parsonage at Emmanuel Episcopal in Middleburg, Middleburg Baptist, and Middleburg United Methodist. His enslaved people built the houses and churches and worked his farms. It remained New Lisbon through the Civil War, the sale by Benton's heirs to local widow Annie Leith in 1900 and the sale by Mrs. Leith to Joseph Thomas, a New York millionaire in 1912. Mr. Thomas was the heir of Gilded Age tycoons, an avid fox hunter. He was a key member of the rich northeastern elites who came south in the early 20th century, acquiring large amounts of cheap Virginia land to indulge their passion for a quintessentially upper-class English sport. Thomas renamed the estate Huntland. He added on substantially to the original house, remodeled it and built magnificent stables and kennels for his horses and hounds. Huntland became the center of the Piedmont hunt and Thomas became a central figure in creating Virginia hunt country. Down the road from Huntland, the dynamic Miss Charlotte Noland had established her all-girls Foxcroft School in 1914. Equestrianship was a major subject in the curriculum. Miss Charlotte and Thomas became romantically involved, but Thomas would break her heart. He fell in love with 19-year-old Miss Clara Fargo, visiting from New York, staying with neighbor and fellow fox hunting enthusiast Daniel Sands. Joe and Clara were married in New York in 1915. Miss Charlotte's friends never forgave Thomas for the way he treated her. The newlyweds were ostracized by their social peers. Although Thomas completed the Huntland expansion, creating the best hunt kennels in America, the cold shoulder was too much to take. Fargo retreated to New York, Thomas followed, and the estate was put up for sale. For the next 100 years, Huntland had numerous owners. For the Browns, Huntland was a close to Washington, D.C. base for Georgia's government lobbying operations. During their ownership, it became a country hub for social and political gatherings. Famous guests included Presidents Kennedy and Johnson, their spouses Jackie and Lady Bird, and House Speaker Sam Rayburn. In July 1955, then Senate Majority Leader Johnson suffered, and survived, a massive heart attack at Huntland. Johnson later credited Middleburg's only doctor, James Gibson, with saving his life. By the time Betsy Parker bought Huntland in 2007, it was clear that decades of absentee owners had taken an enormous toll. Dr. Parker commenced an expensive and meticulous conservation effort. Today, the 1834 house, the 20th century additions, the kennels and stables have been restored to their original magnificence. Middleburg historian Mark Leibson has written a compelling book on Huntland, 2023, telling the story of the historic Virginia hunt country estate and its many owners.